It's about looking inward. It's about understanding what makes you different. That's how you can build a personal brand. That's how you can stand out. You see, if you work in a school and okay, we're glad to have you back. Welcome back. I think it's the network.
I hope you go, because my goodness, I can't even deal with any network hitch right now, please. I just really want to do this.
Yeah, I like you to. Okay, so please let's continue.
Okay, so I was saying that, like, so like there's some things that people come up with, and I'm like, okay, I don't know if you're really passionate about this, or you're just doing it. So certain things like, so let me give an example. I was talking of a DIY teacher, right? So if you come up and say you're a DIY teacher, right? Of course, there are amazing DIY teachers, right? There are people that are really passionate about craft, like they're really passionate about it. Right? But if you come out and say this is what you are, or this is the brand you want to build, because you can do it, right? Chances are you can do it. There are a lot of teachers that can do it, because you can't be a teacher and not be able to put up decorations and all those things in your class, or do things with your children, right? So ask yourself if it's really if you're really passionate about it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you enjoy it, right? There are things that I do, I love my job, and there are things that I do because I have to do. Of course, I'll do them, I will love them because I've done it over time and everything. But I know that there's certain things that I will enjoy more than these other things, right? So those are things that you have to ask yourself. Don't come out and say it's your passion. Oh, everybody's, you want to be an author, you're writing a book, for instance. Do you really want to write a book? Or because you're exposed to that, right? In school, you see what everybody does, right? So because it will save you the frustration, right? Because if it's something you're passionate about, let me tell you, things I do that you see that we post or anything, there are things I will do regardless. School teachers or no school teachers, there are things everybody that knows me personally knows that Hilda will do this thing regardless of anything, right? If you even follow my personal page, you will know those are things that I will do naturally, because it's not natural to me, it's not a chore. So please identify that passion. That thing that is in you that you want to, make sure it's something that you are really passionate about. Make sure it's something that you really enjoy. Make sure, so you're not frustrated, right? I know there are topics that, so this live, right? Let me not sound serious, let me just move on. But I know that there are some things that you can talk about. You can talk about from your seat. Like somebody wakes you up and you're able to talk about it, right? Because it's within, it's from the, so please don't make it a chore. Let it be your passion. Think about it. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, I enjoy it, I get it. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do I enjoy this one? How much do I enjoy this one, right? So let it be your, but let's not be, oh, everybody has a brand, everybody's doing DIY, everybody's opening book, everybody's no, let that not be you, right? So first things first, identify what you're passionate about and you enjoy. I'm a teacher, I love DIY, awesome. I love making crafts, awesome. I'm a teacher, I like telling jokes, awesome. Right? Because it's easy for people to box, it's easy for you to box yourself and say, okay, this is teaching, right? So you have to be a certain way. Like I said from beginning, everybody knows that I cannot be shady, right? I'm sure he knows too, no matter how hard I try. So identify your passion, identify what you enjoy. First things first, right? So if you identify your passion, you say, oh, I really enjoy this. I enjoy this more than this. I like to talk about this. I like to share this. Right? So identify it and decide the expressions of those things that you want to show. You don't have to show everything except you want to, right? So if you have an expression of yourself, like, okay, this is, but it's an expression of yourself. It's not coming from outside, right? So I have these expressions I want to showcase. It's going to showcase my expertise, my experience, my personality. Good. So identify it. So when you identify that, you now have to decide where you want to showcase it. Not everybody wants to be on Instagram, right? Not everybody wants to be on social media. Not everybody wants to showcase, build a brand on social media. Please have no that and no peace. If you're a writer, blogs are still doing great. Decide the medium you want to use, right? So some things come naturally to me. I know. People have come, sent us DMs. I'm like, oh, it'll be nice to all a Telegram group. Also, I don't know, maybe later, right? maybe later. But it will be difficult for me because personally, when I'm the last person, I'm in silent. You know, when you have all those WhatsApp groups and all that, the person that doesn't say anything is me. People make decisions on my behalf. It has to really affect me before I have to. And when I'm in groups, right, when I have things to say, I'm not a shy person. I'm sure you know. I'm not a shy. But when I'm in groups, when I have things to say,
obviously.
When I have things to say, I'll send a personal message to the person that sends. Do you understand? I'll send. So I know that I can't. People have beautiful, good Telegram, WhatsApp groups. Awesome. But I know that that's not, it'll be too much for me, right? It'll be too much for me to do. So maybe I'll get a hang of it later, but I don't have a hang of it right now. So decide the platform. Do you want to use social media? Do you want to use Instagram? Is Facebook easier for you? Do you want to use both? Do you want to use Twitter? For people like she, they should be on Twitter and say education for the Nigeria, you know, and tweeting to the federal government and all that. That is awesome, right? If you want to use both, that's awesome. Right, so identify, do you want to be on TikTok? If you want to build a teacher brand on TikTok, awesome. Do you want to build a teacher brand on Snapchat? Do you want to be on all the social media platforms? So identify where you want to use it. Would you rather have a blog? Why not? People are still writing blogs. There's still a lot of blogs. And you know the funny thing, right? You will connect with those that you need to connect with, right? So School Teachers as a brand, I know the people that are connected to the brand, right? I know the people that are like, I beg, I don't need this something I want. I know people that perceive us as being unserious. Of course, do you get? So you will connect it. So if you can't say, oh, now everybody's doing something, everybody's making reels, everybody's on Instagram. Is that what you want to do? Is that what you can even do? Right? Is it what you can even do? Right? Because if you say, oh, I write amazing, I want to build a blog, I want to build a teacher brand in a blog, the people that you are supposed to be connecting will connect to you. But funny enough, if you leave that one and say, oh, everybody's on Instagram, and you know that that's not where you can build this your brand, you will struggle. People will not even be able to connect with you because your people are not there. Right? Your people that need you to speak. Do you get? So whatever brand you're trying to build it. Choose the platform that works for you. Can you use all the platforms? Awesome. You can use all the platforms, right? There are people that you can decide to do a podcast. Why not? Why not? Right? If it's a podcast that's how you can express this thing, why not? So choose. You don't have to be where everybody is. Choose what works for you. Oh, the other speaker is already here. Choose what works for you, basically, right? So choose what works for you. So now you've identified your passion, right? You've said, oh, this is the brand I want to build. So you've you've decided on the brand. Choose where you want to express it. Do you want to use
Okay. Are you still there, Hilda? Mr. Elvis, my boss.
I greet you, sir.
Wow, good to have you here, boss.
Thank you for having us.
I don't know what, this is, oh, I think her network is messing up, but she's probably going to join us. But she has said some amazing things about the fact that you need to identify your passion first off. You don't do what everybody does. She said some quite amazing things. For instance, I will be I will be killing myself if I want to be like Elvis. I mean, I would not never try that. So, I mean, identify what works for you. I think I just want to invite her back so that she can complete what she has.
Yeah.
You know, identify your passion. You know, look out for what makes you different, and then begin to promote that area. Okay, something that you know that distinguishes you from every other person. Just look for it and then begin to promote it. Yeah, thank you, Oluwaseyi.
Yeah.
What works for you? Okay.
So I think it's my network at the end of the day. So yeah, so I was just saying, so identify what works for you. So choose a platform where you want to build this brand. Doesn't have to be social media if you're not comfortable with it. It's not something that you want to. If it's social media, the platform that works for you, please use the platform that works. It'll be easier for you. You will find the people that need you as opposed to wasting time, right? So yes. So after you've identified your passion, things you enjoy, you've decided that, oh, this is the platform I'm going to use. So I choose Instagram because Instagram is natural to me, sort of like I can just, even when we're doing just pictures and all that, I can just be in my car and something drops and I'll just do it, right? I can pass a message in 2 sentences, right? That's because I know that people here, they don't have that time, right? So, and I also know that I can't, apart from the fact that I can pass a message in two sentences, I would rather, when I'm typing, I would rather pass the message in 2 sentences, right? Than right. Do you get? So I chose what, yes. So I chose what works, right? We chose what works for us. So choose the platform that works for you. So when you find this platform, build relationships. You're not an island, right? People have been there. People have done it, right? People have done it. Like I said, be authentic. But I also believe that God gives one assignment to multiple people because we're too many in this world, right? There are a lot of us. So God cannot give. Nobody is God. God is the only one that is God that can save everybody, right? So God is going to give one assignment to different people, right? And say, okay, I want you to do this. I want you to do this. I want you to do this same thing, right? So of course, it's not. I don't think you should copy people, but people can inspire you, right? And most of the time, when you start something, look around you. There are people doing either something similar, something close, something do you get? So look for those people and try and build a relationship. So what will differentiate you is now your authenticity. Our co-teachers, we have a community. There are other teacher communities, right? We make t-shirts for you to buy, write nice things. I don't know if there's anybody doing it, but even if somebody can come up tomorrow and say, oh, I have a better quality, I have a better print, do you get? We do recruitment. There are lots of teacher recruitment agencies, right? Trainings and all that. There are people that do that. So what's going to make me different is me. Is that's my spice, right? So what's going to make you different is you, that thing that you have. So I'm passionate about something. So we can have the same assignment, but we will not implement it the same way because we're not the same, right? We can even have the same vision, but the implementation will be different, right? So that's what makes me. So So when I say build, connect to other people that have built brands that are similar to you, I don't mean, oh, connect to them so you start doing what they are doing. No, connect with them. No, there's nothing wrong with following trend, but just know that, okay, this trend I'm following, I believe in it. It's not like, oh, I'm doing it because everybody's doing it. Everybody's now pointing because, oh, everybody's pointing. So let me go and point. No, you're going to look a certain way if you point to, right? So please build relationships. When we started School Teachers, right, after I think like 2 months, we were doing hangout because I was big on teachers relaxing, not being overwhelmed. Because me, in my personal life, I'm thinking today is Friday, Hilda, you need to shut down. Do you need a drink? Are you watching Netflix? Okay, maybe don't watch Netflix. You know, it's me. I'm thinking, oh, I'm on holiday. What is my enjoyment plan? Do you get? Everybody that knows me knows I like the good life, right? So I'm like, okay, I know a lot of teachers are tired, so let's do that. So when we did the first hangout, we're just, how many? We're like 300, maybe 200 followers on this side. Well, maybe even less than that, right? So how were we going to let people know that we're doing something? So we have to connect with people that are not necessarily doing exactly the same, but preaching the same, or teacher well-being. Do you understand? You can't give what you don't have and all that. So we connected with them, connected with Rhoda, connected with Temitope. I called Temitope for the first time when we started, when we were going to do the hangout. I didn't know her from anywhere. She didn't know me from anywhere. I just saw on Instagram. She was doing happy teacher. I'm like, okay, this sounds like what we connect. This person sounds like she's preaching the same thing that we want to preach. So I connected with her. She posted it. Only for me to see that, she had done hangout. So I asked her a few questions, right? I spoke to Rhoda. I know that Rhoda is, if you see Rhoda, she looks nice and everything. She's somebody that they will ask, so are you a teacher? So we connected with those people. So when you decided the platform, connect with people that are doing that can connect with that your brand too. Don't be an island. Send people DMs, call people if you need to. A lot of people have their contacts on whatever they're doing, whether on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, so connect with them so you can actually, it'll help you build your brand. Connect to them. Don't do things alone. Nobody can do anything alone. I'm sure we have gone past that. It is my own. I've passed it because, like I said earlier, God gives different one one assignment because you can't do anything. You can't do everything, right? I like that we're a fun, bubbling community, but I don't want us to be the only fun, bubbling community. I don't want it because how many people can we possibly reach? Even if we're 1 million followers. Are there only 1 million teachers in the world? You get, yes. So connect with people, right? Connect with people. Wow. So after connecting with people, please plan for content. I see a lot of times people even send me messages. They'll start a brand, and I'm like, oh, I'm passionate about this. I'm starting this teacher brand. Please, what do you advise? I'll say, oh, do this, do that. I'll say the one I can say. Oh. Then they will post today, post tomorrow, post in the next 2 years, right? You have to create your content. And you know why? If you are being you, right? If that brand is really you, you are following your passion. Content will not be your problem. It really will, except maybe, I don't know, maybe you're expressing yourself in the wrong way, maybe, I don't know, but content will not be your problem. I'm not trying to say, but I can wake up. Most of the videos you see, I do it. The video I posted yesterday, that's what I want to work yesterday. It happened yesterday. I had a long meeting. We had a meeting that was like 4 hours. After my day at work, we had a long meeting. But I was still able to do it because it was literally like I said, with or without teachers, I would have been doing this, right? So if it's really you and what you want and what you are passionate about and what you enjoy, content will be an issue. Even if it's a blog, if it's a podcast, if it's a YouTube video, right? You would, trust me, when people see me, they laugh, right? It looks like Hilda has too much time. I don't have a nanny. I have a 7-year-old that I take to school, pick up from school, have a functional job, I'm making t-shirts. Like, it's not like I have responsibilities. It's not that, I have too much time. But because there are things that I naturally enjoy, I'm naturally drawn to, I'm like, let's do it like this in video. Do you get? So it's easier for me. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying it to be easier if it's really from within, right? So please, I don't know, maybe it's difficult for you because you need to go and check if it's really your passion. You need to go and check if you're showcasing this on the right platform. You need to go and check if it builds relationship. If you tick all that, please plan your content. If it's a blog, plan it and do it, right? Nobody will know what you're doing except you tell them, right? Nobody, you can't build a brand and you are better off not building it at all, right? Don't have, if it's an Instagram page, don't let it be empty. If it's a YouTube channel, don't let it be empty. If it's a podcast, let people go there and be able to see consistency, right? That because people can randomly think about you. People can randomly think about you and they go and they can't find anything. Do you understand? So please plan for it. Don't just leave it there. Because it's something that you are building. You've created it, you need to build it to a certain level. So whatever you are doing, plan for your content and create for it. And lastly, I have 2 more things to say. I'll just finish it because the other person is there. So please, after you plan for your content, evaluate yourself, know what does well, didn't do well, what worked, didn't work. So go back and check, right? You can always do better with whatever you do. Writing, talking, whatever it is that you're trying to do with this brand, right? You can always do better. So periodically evaluate yourself, like, oh, how did I do this? How did people receive this, right? How did my core audience, the people that I'm actually called to? Then lastly, please, if this is the only thing you take from here, if you have a brand, create value, make impact. Please. It's an assignment, whether you like it or not, right? You got the idea, you clicked and you came. Create impact. Whether it's paid impact, I don't care. Create impact. Don't just be there and say, oh, okay, I have it, that's it. So constantly ask yourself, what value is this my write-up giving? What value is this my video giving, right? So if you know that you're giving value, you are able to talk when somebody says, okay, what exactly is it that you're, or the person is trying to maybe say, oh, what's this person doing? You're able to say, me, I want to spread the positivity of this teaching job. Like, look at us. Everything is with us, right? I don't want that narrative of, oh, teachers are broke, they're not paid well and everything. I'm not, I don't want that. So I want it. I want to come on coach teachers and laugh and be happy and be encouraged. I also want them to learn, right? So those are things. So please, whatever you are doing, create value that aligns with your vision for the brand, right? Whatever you are doing as a brand, don't be random. Create value. Why you are posting a video, what is the value that thing is creating? What impact is it making, right? Then if you think so much of impact and value, right, you'll see that, let me just say this, that, you know, when we started, we're doing different things, making t-shirts and all that. And it clicked, like, why not just connect people? You're building a community, right? I'm sure teachers need jobs. I'm sure they need lessons. Why not just even connect them, right? Why not do that thing, be the middle person, and we know a lot of teachers that have gotten jobs, home lessons, other things from the platform, right? Because we're thinking like, okay, so how do we help the people in the platform? Do you get this thing that we're doing? So please think of the people that are your core audience. Think of, have them in mind and say, okay, I want to impact these people. I want to give them value. Whatever you're doing, in whatever way you're doing it, please create value. Value will keep you there. When you build the brand, the value will keep you where you're supposed to be. Okay, I think I've talked so much, Shay. I've just been talking.
Wow. This is huge. Huge. I mean, I can't thank you enough for all of the things that you've shared this evening, and you nailed it with the conclusion. Create value. You see, the truth is, the brand you create, or the brand you want to create, is not the brand of how you look. It is a value brand. That's the thing. You see, I met you because you have a brand of value that that resonated with me. I met Elvis, and every time we talk, every time I see him, he's always dropping things on my table and that I have to go back home to think about. And so the value that we are creating as teachers is actually the brand of value, and you nailed it very well. Thank you so much. Create value for people to connect with. Thank you so much. And I would have loved to still engage you, but my boss is here. I don't want you to be angry with me. So thank you.
No, if you actually ask me, with Hilda's submission, I can say, let's go home. To the topic.
You see,
thank you for having me.
Wow, thank you. So when people think of your school, so that we don't make it look like it's a general thing, because like you mentioned, it's not everybody that is an Instagram person or Facebook, but most importantly, in your school, what value are you creating, or what brand of value are you creating? I think 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, there was this flyer that was flying around about a school that wants to recruit a principal, a head of school, with I think about 11 million annual salary. And a lot of people, I think I have about 3, 4, 5 people that sent that flyer to me. Do you understand? Because, and that just made me happy because they felt that this guy has the value to do this thing. Do you understand? So when people think about something, they should, or when they think about you, something should readily come to mind. And so that's the value that you're creating. Thank you so much. And I mean, if you still like to hang around, we'd like to still have you.
Of course.
While I engage.
I'll just not. My interest will be here, so I'll still be here. Just go. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Elvis Boniface, my boss. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Hilda started off on a fantastic note. You are a man of value. You know, reading through your profile.